someone describe a technology as magic was when my late father did very basic smart homes. And at the time, a smart home consisted of a panel, and you controlled different lightings in different areas inside a unit. That was back in 2006, and iPhone came out next year, so that wasn't really magic anymore. But anyways, it was that very same system that introduced me to Muhammad Zaboul, and that's how we got the idea of starting our own IoT company a couple of years later. That system broke down in COVID, and just like any legacy system that we have, it's very hard to fix. And the problem is that you need a very highly trained technician to come and fix your system, and it's not really accessible by anyone. Ahmed, the super engineer that he is, managed to hack into it and fix it. And since then, we started working together on this project. But I actually remembered this quote only last month. I was traveling to Japan. I was on my honeymoon, and my wife, she's a very big Harry Potter fan, and she dragged me to Warner Brothers to see the making of Harry Potter, and I got to see or remember where the latest simulation of magic is existing nowadays. Here are a couple of facts that I saw there that were quite interesting. $1.2 billion were invested in Harry Potter. 4,000 people, model makers, makeup artists, producers, actors, any kind of staff went into that project. 74 combined work hours, 74 years of combined work hours went into that project. $1.2 billion, 4,000 people, and 74 combined work hours. Now, what did they have to show their magic? How did they simulate it? At the very end of that tour, they had a 124 model of Hogwarts, the castle that they used in Harry Potter to show all the magic. This castle had lighting that turns on, it had stairs that moved, and it had all these kind of tags, or these simulations that they used to show magic. But we also have a scale. Only we didn't have $1.2 billion. We had $300,000. We didn't have 4,000 engineers. We had 43 employees across the Middle East. And the whole project took 2.1 years of combined working hours. And I believe, ladies and gentlemen, that you're going to actually witness real magic today. We're going to start with our first journey, and this is about a person called Donna. Now, Donna went to the supermarket close by. She did her shopping, and she's coming back with her car to her flat. As she is approaching, if you can look at the camera number 1 in the outside corner, the gate is opening because a camera recognized her plate number. Afterwards, we can guide the user using lights to the parking that was green and turned red. And as she parks her car, carries her bags, is walking back to the building, a facial recognition camera can immediately recognize her, and two things happen at the same time. An access door opens up to the building, and an elevator comes down. Once Donna's in the building, seems like there's another user in the building. The elevator takes her up all the way to the right floor, which is the 3rd floor in our case, and lights up the hallway. Donna is walking to her apartment, and she faces another door lock with a camera. Seems like Donna's not recognized. Another door lock unlocks, and Donna can enter to a house which saves her preferred settings of the AC, lighting, water control and so forth, water heater control. And what we just showed is a very basic demo. I can understand that. But in reality, what we're showing is actually a touchless system. You see, we don't have systems currently in the UAE or in the world where all the different existing systems communicate together. And this is what we're creating at Syncrow. We're creating a smooth, seamless ride from start to end for the journey of a user going into their residential block. But we're not only catering to the user. First, we looked at what users like to use most, which is their phone. So we came up with an app which has a very, very user-friendly UI, very modern, very easy to use, but we didn't stop there. We then looked at what people like to do. They have other applications that they use. So here we're looking at a UI of the Amar app. You can see they have visitor management, services, amenities booking. And what we also created is the ability to integrate into other companies' apps so that we can have one app to control everything. So the user can then open up this app and have access to their home, as well as make payments for their utilities, make payments for the moving out permits and the NOC. But we didn't only cater for the user, we also looked at who controls the building for the user, which is the facility manager. And this is where we came up with our platform. We also realized, just like the problem that we had back in the day between Hamad and I, we realized that legacy infrastructures are hard to update, they're hard to operate. So we created a cloud service interface. And this web platform can be opened from any laptop at any time and control multiple buildings remotely. So here we're going to look at the next user story. And this user is a manager of an office. And here we're going to interact with both the touchless system and the booking system, as well as the web platform. So Kareem is arriving from his IIT to work in the morning, and instead of reusing the plate recognition, we're going to use a different technology, which is the geolocation. Here, the gate opens, and in the same manner, we have the lighting that guides the user to the parking space. The user goes down, goes through the facial recognition, and two things are happening. Access door is opening, and the elevator is taking Kareem to his office. Now, Kareem had booked a room for 2 p.m. That room would save his preferences so that it can operate at 2 p.m. with the right conditions that Kareem is looking for his presentation. Unlike our presentation here, where it's a bit too warm. Kareem enters his manager's room. As you can see in the corner, we have the AC and lighting that will turn on. And afterwards, Kareem will go to his meeting room. Now, one of the technologies that we have at Syncrow is a presence sensor. These sensors are very accurate, and they can detect if there's someone present in the room or moving. And what we've done is, as soon as Kareem enters the room, automatically the light goes on, and the shading, if you look at camera number 4, the top right-hand corner, the tinted glass will block any kind of viewer from outside the meeting room, giving the user complete privacy. Now we looked at 2 user journeys for our characters, Donna and Kareem. What we want to show next is web platform and how the facility manager can control a whole building just sitting in one location. Let's start away. Please go ahead. Okay, so the facility manager arrives at work. first thing he does, he opens up Syncrow Analytics. Syncrow Analytics is a module where we can see real-time and historical data over several different solutions in the infrastructure. Having some automation issues. Okay, fantastic. So, Syncrow Analytics, here we're going to view 3 different types of solutions that our user has, facility managers who meet. So the first one is, we're looking at energy management, and this is all live data. This is actually our current office space. As you can see, we have some dips every 5 days, actually every 6 days, because we operate 6 days a week. And it seems like on the 18th, we actually work throughout the weekend. This is showing our energy consumption, historical. If you can scroll down, please, Muhammad. Here we can go from different power plants, looking at different energy readings throughout the period that we're looking at. On the right-hand corner, we have live data that is showing, and we can automate any of those parameters to give notifications or actions based on the readings that we have. Second dashboard we want to show is our occupancy dashboard, and this shows the space utilization of any infrastructure. Here we can sell this technology to hotels, to office spaces, shared offices, any kind of infrastructure that rents out their units. If you can go down, please, Muhammad. We can see the occupancy heat map throughout the year, and we can also upload a layout of the current infrastructure, and this will show us another type of heat map where the space utilization is being done. Our latest solution, which is something we're really proud about, is the wellness solution, SyncOS. And SyncOS, what it does is it controls 4 different aspects of wellness. We look at air quality, water quality, sound monitoring, light quality, and light control. What we're showing here is our dashboard for air quality. So as you can see, we were doing some testing on the 5th of May, and you can see the parameters have gone up that day. We actually measured 6 different types of gases live, and we can also regulate as soon as one of the parameters goes up. We have air purifiers and air humidifiers that are automatically turned on as soon as one of the parameters goes up. So, our friend, our facility manager, Sumit, came to the office, checked Syncrow Analytics, and then went back to his phone. At which point, we received his first notification from our in-app notification. First notification is from the manager of the residential block, Ashraf Ibrahim. He says, "Dear Sumit, I have a complaint from the tenant in flat 403. It seems like the water heater is not sufficient." Our facility manager then goes back to his website. Okay, honest management.
So basically, it's kind of